Hello and welcome to the SRA Casual Weekly. So we have Spike, Break, Jake, Sparta, and Bulkier Sphinx 12. We'll go with Sphinx. They're all making their way to our first two item check. So we got, so this is casual logic. So it is a bit easier, but there are still some key tricks in logic. We do have Morph Ball on the pedestal over here, so that's nice. But people will be expected to do things like mock ball and probably some simple short charges as well. Oh yeah, they have the space jump over at Alpha Missiles there. Super's up in the ceiling, so now we're just looking for power bombs. So that's really nice. That means they're not going to have to come back here to check Billy Mays. And since it's space jump, people shouldn't even struggle with the Billy Mays room. Here we're getting an E-tank and just another missile pack. Like at this point of the game, you know, that E-tank is really nice. There are some heavy hitting enemies that you do not really want to deal with too much this early in the game. Especially if they find like another power bomb pack coming up soon. They could have the option of going through the gauntlet. So that's another place where having that extra help is really, really helpful. So Spike checking out behind Morph over here. Getting an extra super missile. See, I like checking it here and then coming back to check. And then you come back to check out 230 missiles. Because it can happen that you don't get any power bombs going through the whole loop. Then you wouldn't really be able to check it from the other side. And if it was something important, it could be pretty dangerous. So we do have a prediction going up in chat for what suit are we going to be finding first. I'm going to put some points up. Alright, so I got 10,000 points on Varia. I think it's the better suit. It's the cooler suit. I think it gives the iconic orange Samus look. So we do just have missiles at BT, so it doesn't look like we're going to be seeing Gauntlet then. Although we'll probably be seeing a Criteria Power Bombs check here from everybody. Okay, people kind of all high-fiving on this ship or just in this room. Yes, we have Break Jake going immediately for Criteria Power Bombs. Sphinx is going back to check out his BT. He's going to get those missiles. Sparta as well, heading up to check out Criteria power bombs. It's a really nice room from Break Jake there. Kind of just base jumped all the way over to the E-Tank. It was real fast. Here, Spike is taking it nice and safe, doesn't want to take damage. Yeah, nobody going for the immediate two-tank wrecked ship. I wonder why. Oh, so there's a power bomb pack right there in Terminator. So Brickjake's gonna go up here and peek the back of Gauntlet, decide if he's gonna go back for it immediately or if he'll check it later. So there, it's just a power bomb pack and a missile. So he's not gonna see what's at the Gauntlet major item check, so whatever would normally be an E-Tank. So like Sphinx is making the same call. It'll be interesting to see if someone just picks up those power bombs and immediately goes back, though. Doing the early supers mock ball. So just missiles under the bridge. We're going to see what's back here at Brinstar Reserve. 3 items. Missiles. Screw attack. That's a good item. And Spazer. You know, Spazer's nice. People meme about Spazer, but I'm happy to get it. And some more power bombs here. So now we're up to 15. That's a pretty comfortable amount. People can start thinking about skipping power bombs at this point. I usually go for at least 20. But 15 is comfortable. It kind of gets you through everything you need it for. Like in case you'd never find Ice Beam, 15 is the key amount. Alright, so Spike is going through the gauntlet. Spike is gonna show us. He's gonna show us what everyone else is skipping out on. Taking a little dip in the acid, but it's fine so far. Blowing up the yapping moths. Ooh, an X-ray scope. So that's not really progression. But it could be useful. Like for on Fantoon or Dragon or Batoon, it could come into play if they get the whole microwave. But it's not really worth it to come up to the gauntlet for just that. The Break Jake's making his way into Big Pink already. Looking for our next major item here. It's just an E-Tank. So the health on the seed's being pretty comfortable so far for our runners. They're getting a fair amount of E-Tanks pretty early. And they also have Screw Attack, which makes pretty much every enemy not dangerous. So just missiles at the Spore Spawn Supers check. Break Jake kind of leading the charge. He's farming up a little bit though. He wants some supers for this upcoming wave gate glitch. So this is a check you never really want to leave behind. So you kind of go up right against the wall, and you jump and you turn around so you land right in the doorway. It is just a vanilla E-tank. And then from there, it's not too hard to jump and turn and shoot. Although if you're playing on a keyboard, you're going to have to watch you have things set up correctly. Because it doesn't really like it when you have to play when you have to be holding 3 or 4 buttons. Everybody's just kind of going through each other's footsteps here. Spike's gonna get that E-tank out of Edakun's power bombs pretty soon, and he'll probably be happy. His health's a little low. I'm not sure what's at that charge beam there. Sparta's gonna show me. It's just missiles. And we're gonna be seeing the pipe check in just a sec here in Green Hill Zone, which is just a vanilla missile pack in this case. It's just a little technical difficulties with Break Jake, but it'll probably be back up sometime soon. Love the sync between Sparta and Sphinx here. Man. Both choosing to go down here. Oh, looks like Break Jake decided to go up, and we'll never know what was at Alpha Power Bombs. Sparta and the Sphinx still keeping that sync together. It looks like Sphinx decided to use a super on that door, so it gets a little bit further ahead. But Sparta just noped out after peeking the item in X-ray, so now he's pulled ahead. And we're gonna have Break Jake going up to wreck ship, so he's gonna give us that ocean missiles and moat check. We'll see if he peeks the maze or if he's just committing to doing all of wreck ship at this point. We just have power bombs chilling out on the moat there. So he is peeking this super locked item there, which is more supers. He'll probably grab that unless he finds charge beam. It's just super missiles here in the ocean missiles. So we're gonna be getting into the wrecked ship. Well, it does look like Sparta and Sphinx are following him up here after doing Oh, that's important. Spring ball. That's what was it, alpha power bombs. Which, you know, spring ball's actually like quite a nice quality of life item. Like, there's lots of little parts in the run where it's beneficial to have spring ball. Like, just jumping out of, like, wreck ship here, or, the, like, lower Norfair escape. And then there's always some cool spring ball strats you can do through rooms. Although a space jump, that might not really be necessary. We do have our first Phantoon here. Sparta and Sphinx also going to the wrecked ship. I'm sad that nobody's gone down today. I guess they're trying to follow that space jump, follow that screw attack. I think something's going to be in the wrecked ship. Yeah, I imagine Phantoon would be in logic here with 5 E-tanks and with... Oh no, Sparta. Alright, Break Jake setting up for a Doppler there. Got a couple in. But he started shooting a little early and some of them hit the wall. Got that annoying slow pattern with the flames everywhere. It does manage to close it out. As I was saying, I am disappointed nobody went down. I'm a big fan of going down in these cases. And we are getting the right supers check here. Just can screw attack away those blocks. It's just missiles, so Break Jake just nopes out. He's tired of regular missile pickups. The other runners have been a bit more thorough. They are picking up the missile packs, but Break Jake is still anticipating finding more supers or finding the charge beam. Does look like Break Jake isn't setting up the save scum here, so he's gonna have to come out of here if there's nothing. Sphinx is thinking about the X-ray, decides to reset, doesn't want that. So it is just a missile pack here at Wreck Chip E-Tank, so Break Jake's gonna have to make his way back through the spiky death room. Aptly named. So these spike platforms will do 200 damage to him if he gets hit. So there's one hit. Struggling a bit with the down grab, but he manages it. We do have our second Phantoon fight coming up here. super attack also makes the attic pretty nice. It's pretty safe. Normally, like these key hunters and stuff can hit you pretty hard. So just being able to jump through this room is really nice. Spike is going for his Phantom here. So it's a left fast. Looks like he's just going for the easy, safe setup with shooting some supers and then using screw attack to get through the flames. So there is speed booster up at this horrible room. But that's a great find because he's going to be able to actually full clear wreck ship now. I'm not sure if waterway is in logic here. I imagine it is, since they have a speed booster. I imagine it's in logic in the casual preset. Yeah, and Break Jake decides he wants those supers. Making some use of the spring ball here. Look at that. Wow. Yeah, the runners do have the option of going back for waterway and flying supers. I don't imagine anyone's gonna go for that, though. Although this is kind of the best time to do that. We're gonna see if there's anything here in the bowling alley first, and then our runners can think about that. Meantime, we've got Sphinx's Phantom going on down there. So each flame hit is doing 40, but he does close out the fight. Took quite a bit of damage, but he's fine. So we have just a reserve tank here. We'll see if Break Jake decides to pick that up or roll under it. Right. Break Jake understands the importance of picking up every reserve tank. Or at least the first one. And then just supers at the gravity suit location. So for wreck ship, all we had was the speed booster. Alright, so it looks like Break Jake is going to be going for climb supers, and he's going to be going for waterway. So see, Spike had set up the save scum for the wreck ship E-tank check, so he can just reset out. He doesn't have to run back through the spiky death room. Oh, right, I forgot that Break Jake also forgot to do the, or didn't forget, chose not to check the gauntlet item. He's kind of thinking about it. He's like, do I want X-ray? And you're thinking about it. I don't have charge, I don't have plasma. It's probably not worth it. I know in my case, when I make that decision, I immediately find charge and plasma and just feel bad about not having picked up X-ray. Okay, so he doesn't decide to go do climb supers and waterway. He's just going to be going down. Spike's going to go get that speed booster. I mean, getting speed booster, um, it's a pretty good find. It's probably going to be required here. Does let him check this a little bit quicker. You get a little bit more run speed compared to our other runners. Sometimes you see people take a hit on the spike so they can get more run speed by running on the spikes. Sphinx gonna get his speed booster. Alright, so finally we can see what's at Spazer, what's at Crane, what's at High Jump. So here's our first phaser check. So everybody went up. We have power bombs. 25 power bombs, we're good. We'll see if he decides to blow up the tube. Nope. He'll save blowing up the tube for later. I mean, I always leave the tube intact in case I have to do something suitless. It's nice to have that broken tube entry you can do. But I don't think that's in logic in this preset, so no one really has to worry about that. So just missiles at that missile location in the party zone. Great name for a room. And we will be having our first crate fight here. Let's see how Break Jake decides to set up for this quick kill. So he's dropping the power bomb. That will hopefully take out some of Kraid's. There's some projectiles that are off screen. So you kind of hope to kill those and reduce some of the lag in the fight, although it still looked like a kind of laggy Kraid there. Kraid just kind of hiding some missiles. So we have two bosses down for Break Jake. Looks like Spike is going to be checking Climb Supers, he's going to be checking Waterway, so hopefully this pays off for him. So a vanilla E-Tank here in Kraid's closet. Break Jake's going to be making his way down to probably high jump boots, or maybe he'll do ice beam first. Spike here is setting up the Shine Spark to go check Climb Supers. Just missiles, manages to avoid them. Doesn't get stuck in those 7 seconds of fanfare. Alright, so we have an E-Tank. Oh, there's the gravity suit. And, oh my god. Wait, what's the prediction say? Imagine not going down. So Grav was seen first, but Varia was collected first. Depends how you interpret the word found. So if you go down in the scene, you immediately get both suits. Oh man. So, you know, Breakchick probably felt pretty good up until now. When both suits are just there like that, you're like, I might have just been able to not do anything in the wrecked ship. Alright, and we're gonna see here what's at Waterway. So they're just supers here, speed locked. I mean, it is possible that the speed is still logically required to get to Batoon and to get towards Dragon. Right. Yeah, if you went down, you would have had to clear Bubble Mountain, but typically Bubble Mountain's a pretty dense location. It doesn't really feel bad doing that. So Sphinx going through the stand-up fight here. Break Jake is just going right to Lower Norfair. He skipped GT and he's just going right towards Ridley. I've been told that some of the off-stream racers did choose to go down. So we're gonna see if there was anything down that can help them through Batoon. So we'd be looking for an Ice Beam, or looking for... I mean, there could be bombs if they wanted to go for a Crystal Flash to get to Batoon. But you'd really rather Ice Beam or Speed. So we'll see if Break Jig goes for the super kills or if he goes for the speed kills on these pirates here. Alright, so it looked like he was setting up for the speed kills, but he kind of clipped into the pirate and got hit and lost his short charge. So Sphinx about to get both of his suits. Break Jake going into Ridley here. Let's see how fast he can shoot 30 supers into this dragon. A nice little pogo manip there to get Ridley to turn around. If Ridley decides he wants to keep pogoing, that's good for Break Jake. Pogos are kind of the easiest way to shoot a ton of supers into him. So Ridley's dead here. He got hit by like 40 supers. It only takes 30, but sometimes you want to shoot a few more to be careful. More supers behind Ridley, so that's good. Break Jake is in ammo mode at this point. Since he has speed, he has a way through Batoon. So Spike hits the Craig quick kill. He didn't quite get the 2 missile start, but he does still manage to time his supers very well to get the quick kill. Here's Sphinx going to check out the ice beam location. The Sovas kind of get in the way a little bit. Well, what do you know? So there is a way through Batoon going down as well. So the top erect ship is not required. But speed is speed and will save time. Unfortunately, I don't think Break Jake's going to be getting that ice beam because it is a bit of a slower check, and he's got speed, and he almost has the ammo he needs. He might check some stuff in Bubble Mountain, but I don't know if he's going to do ice beam location. Interesting play from Sphinx here of leaving and going to Meridia. Despite having everything you need to go do Ridley. I mean, this could be he's looking for Charge Beam or wants some more equipment before fighting Ridley. So there's just supers at Main Street. And then I think it was just missiles at the Crab Super location. Break Jake making his way through 3 Musketeers here. Doing some more quick item checks. Oh, there's the Charge Beam. Yeah, I would expect everybody to find that Charge Beam. It's something that people pretty much always check. Yeah, so Break Jake at this point not even checking some of the faster stuff here. Didn't even go into Norfair Reserve where you have 3 items. It is unfortunate that he's going to be missing out on that ice beam, but he doesn't know where ice beam is. Like in his case, you just kind of hope it's along the way in a quick check. So he might check Aqueduct. He might check Main Street by sparking up. Sphinx is deciding to check out the beach here and check out Watering Hole. So just 2 missile packs there. Unfortunately, not paying off. Yeah, so Break Jake just going for the short charge, gonna spark up, hopefully find something good. And he's happy with that. When when you have charged Spazer, you're happy to pick up more super missiles. But it is kind of interesting. You have the runners that decide to go to wreck ship and kind of full clear it and get to skip out on most of Norfair. And then the runners that decide to go down are going to skip out on most of the wrecked ship. Right, Breakjake does have some pretty strong movement. Sphinx is also kind of checking everything, looking for some more quality of life items. Batoon's hitbox is not not really behaving for Breakjake today. Well, there's a wave beam. That's, you know, one of my personal favorites. Sphinx does decide to go grab that. Here in this case, you would want to... If I was to grab that wave beam, I would probably be going back down to Lower Norfair in this case. Yeah, he wants those super missiles. Spike going through his Ridley fight, peppering him with some supers. Breakjake going into his final boss. So after this, he's going to be heading right for G4. So Sphinx is going back into Meridia here. Interesting. I wonder what it is he's hoping to get. It could just be more E-tanks if he's not comfortable with Ridley. More E-tanks, more super missiles. Going for Spark. Hitting Dragon with Sparks is good, but it's kind of hard if you don't have high jump boots. So you don't really get to a good height. Yeah, it looks like he's not even checking the space jump location. Makes sense. There's very few things that could save him time at this point. Like, it could have been Ice Beam. He doesn't know where it is, but that's like a 1 out of 50 chance. Yeah, there's Ice Beam, there's Plasma, and then there's high jump boots that could save time. But I think Ice Beam would save more than Plasma would. Since Ice Beam saves you time in the Metroid rooms, and he already has 70 supers, so he isn't gonna save any time on Mother Brain really from getting Plasma. Right, but he doesn't know where Ice Beam is. Although we know it's actually at the vanilla location. It looks like only Sphinx on the restream is gonna be grabbing that. I imagine any runners who went down did have it. Where was Charge Beam? Charge Beam is at 3 Musketeers. So we're gonna see that from Spike pretty shortly. Sphinx going through his Batoon fight here. Takes 10 supers to take him down. Break Jake leaving the red tower, leaving Brinstar, heading back to Criteria, is gonna run over to G4. Sphinx is farming up a little bit on those bugs before heading over to Dragon. He's probably gonna grab those supers that are before Dragon as well. See if Spike decides to check anything or if he's just leaving. Spike is just leaving. Which really is kind of like the right call to make. When you have everything you need, it doesn't make sense to keep doing checks. Sphinx going into Dragon. Taking out these turrets that are shooting annoying little balls at you. Break Check going down into Turian at about 47-10. Right, so he's gonna have to power bomb all the Metroids. There is a way to make the Metroids group up on you by like power bombing the Rinkas or something. It's some kind of glitch to make them aggressive, and it kind of hits them across the whole room. Well, I'm not super consistent at it. You can also do it in this third Metroid room that's coming up. We'll see if Break Jake goes for it. Now, in this case, he's just grouping them up. Dropping some power bombs, bouncing around with Spring Ball. Spike is sparking up Mount Everest. He's going to be making his way to Botchmoon and then to Dragon. Alright, so final Metroid room down. Just gotta make his way through these big hoppers that are the Turian hoppers, which you can kill if you really want to. Only takes 5 super missiles apiece. Alright, Break Jake is deciding to damage down here on the side hopper. So it looks like he's not going to be going for Baby Skip. Or if he does, it's, you know, just in case. I mean, Baby Skip without high jump. It's not really a thing. It's technically possible. But I've never actually seen somebody do that live. I mean, they're effectively immortal because nobody's ever going to kill them. I mean, to me, the only thing that's really required for Baby Skip is high jump boots. You can do it without speed, it's just the timing for the jumps is different. And obviously, if you have wave, it's a lot better. But having like Spazer or Plasma, you can still take out all the like vines pretty quick. Break Jake going for... he got the blue suit, but didn't quite get the down press. It's pretty tricky doing this. It's a really long, like, awkward door transition, but he does get it on his second try. Because he really wants to save that ammo here. So it takes 9 missiles and 9 supers to take out Mother Brain 1. Alright, so from this ammo he has, looks like 6 supers that he can miss. Where Spike is going into his Dragon fight here. Well, I mean, that he can miss. I mean, he's not going to soft lock. He has charged Spazer. But charged Spazer is like 120 damage or something compared to 300 for a super. Samus futilely trying to stand up. It's a good thing that the baby is here to save the day. And then the baby is going to kill Mother Brain, and Samus and the baby are going to hold hands and fly away into space. Pretty sure that's how this ends. Right, so Mother Brain phase 3 here is coming up for Break Jake. Get your sad emotes in chat for the baby. I got a Bible thump. So Break Jake is actually attempting to do the, there we go, he changed his setup. So when you have high jump boots, you do kind of like 2 up shots and 2 forward shots. But when you don't, you can just kind of just hold angle and jump and keep shooting, and you can get 4 hits in. It's actually a lot easier without the high jump boots. He is gonna have to take the slow way through. Oh no, he has speed. He's good. He doesn't have to take the slow way. Does take a little bit of a fall in the Leodoc's room, but he didn't fall too far, and Screw Attack just kind of lets him jump up the wall without worrying that he'll jump into a pirate. So we do see these slower high jump bootless climbs. I am curious where the high jump boots is. So Spike is doing his refill before Torian. So let's see if we can get a little high five here in the parlor. Come on, Break Jake. Climb fast. Get us a high five. Come on. Here we go. High five over where you go down to bomb Torizo. Get your GGs in chat for Break Jake, finishing first overall. Looks like he has a 55.48. It's a fantastic time, especially considering he went up. So full clearing wrecked ship here and still coming out first is really a testament to his skill. Yeah, I'm fine with doing some interviews. If they want to come in and talk about the seed. GG's Break Jake.
GG's.
How did you feel about that one? Did you expect to come out in first?
It is my first race since I think 3 months or something like that. That was my first pushes after that time on my controller. So no.
All right, so I guess that feels pretty good then to be able to put this one away, a notch on your belt for a victory here.
It was just for fun, you know, and I don't felt safe with the wrecked ship call, but after I found speed booster, I thought maybe I can get the time with speed. And yeah, Varia and Gravity, both at high jump location.
Yeah, I'm sure you felt good, like with the speed booster, and then you go down. You're like, okay, this seems like it was a good decision. Maybe I needed the speed booster, but then you like immediately find the the gravity suit and the Varia suit right together, and you're like, oh, maybe I didn't need to do any of that.
Yes, and with speed booster, I had my Batwon item, so no need to search ice. Um,
Unfortunately, Ice Beam was just at Ice Beam.
no.
So if you went down, you're just immediately rewarded with everything.
Oh my goodness. And I tried to plan my ammo, and while I was leaving Lower Norfair, I thought, hey, you can try to make speed booster skip, zap skip with speed booster, and third try it worked, so I was safe.
Yeah, the speed booster is really helpful. You did have the charge beam, but it's so much slower than shooting supers. When you just
Yes.
have charge and like spazer, you're you have to shoot like 9 or 10 to be the same. It's like 3 or 4 times slower than just shooting supers.
That's the reason why I was picking up super missile packs after I found charge beam.
Yeah, I think it was the right call to pick up those supers and to keep looking for them. Like, you don't want to go out of your way for that kind of stuff, but you do want to check, like, the ones that are close and hope they're super missiles.
Yes, or maybe plasma. Did anyone find plasma?
It looks like Sphinx found plasma somewhere, but he's full cleared everything, so I'm not actually sure where that was. Let's see. Plasma was at North Air Reserve. Okay, so if you went down, you probably would have found Plasma. Because if you go down first, I don't think you would skip Bubble Mountain or anything.
That was another thought of me to check North Air Reserve because there are 3 items and it's very quick, but skip it is quicker.
Exactly. It's faster to pick up nothing.
Yeah, how can I call it? I picked up 25 or 30 missiles, regulars, and then I skipped all of them.
Yeah, I saw you were doing that. Like a lot of the other runners picked up a few more missiles, like they have like 40 or 50. So I guess, they're not sure if they're gonna find charge beam, but you were hoping for either like some good beams and charge or just more super missiles, which I think did save you time skipping out on those missiles.
Yeah, I think 30 missiles is enough, but I had a lot of discussions with OK Beamer about that, and we have no fanfare, so I am so close to the missile pack and I skip it. Why? That's not the biggest time save, but it's my habit to skip it.
I would skip it. I don't want fanfare. Even no fanfare is still some time.
Yeah, but I'm okay with the race and also with the movement after the time I didn't play. I thought it will be harder.
It's like riding a bike.
Yeah, and that's surprising me a little bit.
I know if I'm like away for a long time, maybe you kind of forget some rooms if you have a bunch of different ways to do it.
Mm-hmm.
But that's about it.
Do you know where Wave Beam was?
Yeah, we did see Sphinx find Wave Beam in one of the fan pit checks, so it's not something you were ever gonna get.
Oh, all these nice items.
Nice items in bad locations.
Yes. But hey, we had a screw attack and space jump very early, so.
Yeah, there's screw attack and space jump, so
And
nobody
springboard.
was scared of any side hoppers or anything this time.
Yes.
We do have Sphinx about to finish too. He's coming up through the Leodox rooms, get a spark here. He'll be finishing in like 30 seconds.
Oh, Kiata forfeited as well. No.
Well, that's unfortunate. Someone in chat said that they're doing pretty well, so I guess something just went wrong.
GG's to Spike.
Yeah, GG's to Spike. We'll see if he wants to come in for an interview as well. If he wants to come talk about the seed or not. There is the hard race later today as well, which is I think area rando and boss rando. So I think it's the full-on SG live settings.
And that's a little bit too hard for me. Brain fuck as much as you can.
I enjoyed them a lot when I was playing them, but yeah, it takes some time to get used to it.
Yeah, and you have to go on with them because I made, I think, 3 or 4 seats, and all of them was about 3 hours, and then I quitted it.
But what I found was it's actually, you think it would be like even more variant. Like, in a regular seed, it often comes down to going up to the wreck ship or going down to Norfair, and that kind of decides the winner a lot of the time. But
Hmm.
I found that wasn't the case so much in that format. Just because there's so many more decisions to make that it ended up kind of evening out.
Got your point. You're alright with that.
It is still
Think.
hard to learn.
Maybe if I would use a map tracker, then it's easier.
Yeah, those are very useful for it. I know, like Zeb, I think doesn't use a map tracker. He just remembers everything. But most people use a tracker.
How about you?
I use a tracker unless I'm doing it like casually.
Okay.
Like casually, it's kind of fun to test your memory. But like if I was doing a race, I don't trust myself.
A test for your memory. There are easier tests, like memory.
So Sphinx does have all his bosses done now, so he's going to be making his way to G4. Hope Torian goes well for him. He's found all the good stuff except for bombs. Which, is nice in Torian because you can get the Metroids off you. I don't know where the bombs are.
Okay, I will leave the interview now.
All right, yeah, sure thing. Anything else you want to say? Anybody you want to thank? Like your friends or parents or loved ones?
My parents. Hey, mom. No, I will thank all of you guys making that stuff possible every week. Um, it's very great to jump in, and I can race, all of us can race, and all of the viewers can watch. I want to thank my buddies from the Discord, and yeah, I want to wish you fun with the rest of the race, and see you next mission.
See you next mission. Take care.
Bye.
All right, so Spike did end up finishing in second place there with a 105.06, so I didn't announce that necessarily. And then we have Sphinx, who's going to be finishing up here. He's heading towards Torian. So if all goes well, it should be, like 8 minutes, 9 minutes, depending how quick he goes through these rooms. He's going to be taking this ship refill here, so he's going to have all his ammo, everything. He's got all the good stuff for Torian, so let's see how comfortable he is with this. The other racers are done and everything now, so it's all eyes on Sphinx. So just kind of running and angle down shooting here. It's a good way to take out all those pirates and stuff. And going down to Turian at about 111.12 or so. Curious to see what kind of Metroid room strategies he's using. We're just taking it safe, landing on each of the platforms, shooting the Metroids, going forward. Let's see if he goes for like the little grouping strat there, where you go all the way to the left and they kind of group up together on their own. Almost got a cool kind of strat where you freeze and you jump and you shoot him with the super and you keep running there in Metroid Room 3. Here, yeah, you just kind of roll under them, they group up, and you freeze and you shoot them. Making it through those side hoppers, which actually do quite a bit of damage. And he's damaging down a little bit here. You actually don't need, you have screw attacks, you don't really need to use the charge beam there. But using the pseudo screw is an option. Sphinx, of course, facing left here after the baby grabbed him, because Sphinx is not a coward. Sphinx will never turn back. Except to shoot that door. So he does take that opportunity to turn off screw attack, which is good. That's a good time to do it. You do it there, or you could do it on the elevator. I think those are the two times you'd want to. I know personally I just don't like having screw attack in the Metroid rooms. But I do like having screw attack for escape. But most people only do like the spin jump Zeb skip, so you can't really do that with screw attack on, since it resets your iframes. Oh wow, so we have Jeru Inventor in chat here that WJG has so kindly provided us with the results, with them finishing in 3rd and 4th. Sphinx making use of this full beam combo, just shooting Mother Brain in the face. He's taking a couple hits here. We'll see if he damages down. You really do want to damage down in these cases, because it would take so long. It takes so incredibly long for Mother Brain to do like 4 or 5 E-tanks of damage. Well, I think in that case, actually, she shoots another rainbow beam. But there's also like if your health is in the right HP range, and it can happen that you'll get double hit by one of Mother Brain's attacks, and then you just die. So you should always damage down to the correct amount. haven't seen it happen in a race. I haven't seen it decide a race. But I have seen some clips of it happening to people, and it's not something you really want to risk. Get your action chat for the baby one more time. Protecting Samus. Sphinx here to get his revenge. Looks like he's going for 3 shots per jump. It's a little bit more lenient than going for the full 4 shots. And Sphinx is about to get onto the escape. About like, I don't know, 15 seconds. Or I have no sense of time. It was like 10. So sparking up here. So he doesn't have screw attack on. He turns screw attack off. So he could have a bit more trouble here in the Leodoc's room. This is, you know, this is why I like to have screw attack on, especially in a rando. Just for this room. Like sometimes you don't have high jump boots. So you can't really do the good fast strategies that don't get you hit. So having screw attack here is really helpful. So, you know, you can just get through the room quickly regardless of the rest of your equipment. Takes it nice and safe, sparking up on the right. So now there's just Parlor and Steam and maybe some animals standing between Sphinx and Freedom. Sphinx decides animals, not worth the time. Needs those 20 seconds. I don't think anybody saved the animals this time on Restream. So get your GGs in chat for Sphinx. We'll see if he wants to come and talk about the seed or if he just wants to go about his day. Alright, no interview. That's fine. So we do have a race again later today at 5:30 Eastern, which is the harder logic race. Talked about it a bit earlier. Yeah, so it's hard, it's major minor, it's area rando, boss rando. So this is it was the SG live settings, pretty much. So it uses the seasons logic for what kind of tricks are in logic. So people are expected to do hell runs. People are expected to do suitless. So it's usually more experienced runners will go into this, and they can be some hard seeds. They can be a bit hard to track, but it is really interesting. You know, they have to find where the bosses are. They have to find what bosses are at those locations. You know, maybe you find Kraid, but it's actually Ridley and you can't do it yet. or you see some really exciting going to try to kill Ridley suitless, I think it's a lot of fun. So you should tune in and check that out when it comes up in a couple hours. And there was also, I think Reem was going to be doing SM Rat Ladder starting sometime, so keep your ears and eyes peeled for that. I do want to thank first everyone that agreed to be on Restream. So we have Spike, Break Jake, Sphinx, and Sparta. Unfortunately, Sparta had some technical issues. There was power outages in his area. That's really sucks when it's just kind of like life doesn't want it to happen, but it's all right. I want to thank him for at least agreeing to be on Restream. And I would like to thank WJG for always doing the work for this every week, putting in a lot of work for the Speedrunners Arena channel. So special shout outs to him. Shout outs as well to our tracker, Reem, who had to leave, but that's fine. You know, there wasn't anything left for him to track when he had to leave. He did a good job. So, yeah, thank you very much, everybody. Let's see if there's somebody we want to raid. So, I guess we should see who's doing Super Metroid. I'm not too sure. There's some of the bigger streamers or some smaller streamers. Usually we want to raid someone smaller. Decalled? Yeah, he's doing a GT Classic race. That's a good choice. And he's got a delightful English accent. We'll surely keep our viewers entertained. Alright, so thank you everybody, and see you next mission.